Hello, welcome everybody. This is Arun Mehra here, and lovely to see you today. I hope you can see me today. Welcome to this webinar which I'm hosting, and it's all come about because of how I've been working with kind of Indian accountants in my team, and then when I started off my offshoring journey a few years back on my own. I keep getting inquiries and people asking me, how can I get international clients? So today's webinar is all about really just touching on the subject of how to get get international clients for your firm, how to kind of build that trust and really kind of help you build that firm. So let me crack on. Let me start with what I'm going to talk about, and then hopefully I can give you some ideas and thoughts and get you thinking, more importantly, to get you thinking about what you want to achieve and what you want to do to build an international firm for Indian CA. So let me get my slides going. So that's the title: How to Get International Clients for Your Offshoring and Outsourcing Indian CA Firm. Now you can see there's a picture of me. That's with me earlier in the year with some of my team. We were down in Goa, so we had a great time in Goa, had a lot of fun, great memories, and I'm heading back to India in July actually to see the team again, so it's going to be great fun. And this is again some of the team outside our offices in Delhi. Again, great people, wonderful team. It's been a real kind of wonderful experience thus far, dealing with my team in India. So, but before we talk about how you can get clients, let me kind of run through a little bit about who I am, my experience, what I do, all these types of things. So my name is Arun, and I'm a FCA, which means I'm a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants in England and Wales here in the UK. I'm the owner and CEO of Samera, and the owner and CEO of Samera Global. Now, Samera is a UK accounting firm, and we've been running that for many years. It focuses on the healthcare sector, dentists, doctors, pharmacies, that type of thing. And then a few years back, I started off Samera Global. Now, Samera Global is our offshoring business, and that started off as supporting my Samera business through offshoring, and now it's grown to a point there where we're actually helping other clients, other accounting firms here in the UK and the US with their kind of offshoring needs. I also own something called the Neem Tree Dental Group, which is a dental practice group here with my wife Smita, who's a dentist. Many years back now, as you can see by my grey hair, I'm a trained chartered accountant with PwC here in London. I worked in investment banking for a number of years as an ex-VP of Bank of America. But I realized that I had my calling to be a business owner, and that's what I did. Started over 20 years ago. I started off Samera, and we've grown from there now. So that's a little bit of a background, and this was actually at my birthday, my 50th birthday, which was last year. So I'm 51 now at the moment, and still going strong and still very excited about the future. A little bit more about myself, my interests. Getting harder as I get older, but I try to keep fit, try to run. I enjoy skiing. I love cooking, eating, and obviously good Indian food. I love traveling. My family are very, very important to me. I have a son who's 19. I have a daughter who's 15, almost 16. Obviously, my wife's Smita, and I enjoy my business. I love working in my business. I enjoy doing what I do. So today's really come about me sharing my experiences and my thoughts, and really kind of getting to help others with what they're trying to achieve. So let's crack on. I'm only going to talk for about half an hour in total today. It's just a real introduction to get you thinking more than anything else, because I think quite often or not, people don't actually think about what they need to do, what they need to achieve. So if you look at a firm, an accounting firm, whether it's a UK firm or even an Indian firm, a CA firm, you have to look at kind of three things that I think are really important. One is the team, the other is the technology you're using, and the third is the trust. And all of these, in my mind, are really, really important for a firm of today, but also a firm of tomorrow. So let me cover each of those things shortly. But before I do that, if you look at the offshoring opportunity, there is an opportunity, okay? And I know many firms have been doing it for some, well, not many, some firms have been doing it for many years, but other firms are trying to break through into this space. And why? What's happening? Well, let me explain it a little bit more. With me here sitting in the UK, I'm here just in London. It's cold, it's wet, it's dreary. And I know most of the people watching this video today are probably in India, where it's very, very hot, extremely hot, I believe, at the moment. But here in the UK, certainly, and I know in the US, there are a real lack of accountants. You cannot find accountants to hire. More and more people are retiring, and less accountants or people studying accountancy are entering the profession. So it's an aging demographic. So in the UK, there's the vast majority of the people are probably over 50, whereas I know in India, the vast majority of people are under 35, I believe. So big demographic difference. In addition, there's been rapid changes and improvements in technology over the last 10 years with cloud accounting, and obviously AI is emerging as well. Now, in my view, and this is my personal view, I strongly believe that India will become the accounting and finance back office, but also middle office and even front office over the next decade. Now, why do I say that? If you look at a lot of the accounting firms here in the UK, the large ones in particular, the PwCs, the Ernst & Youngs, they already have large kind of operational centers in India. Now, as costs rise here, as there's a declining number of staff here in the UK, a lot of those kind of middle to kind of front office roles will shift to India, because there's resource, smart people, clever people, plenty of people to do these roles. And with the advancements in technology, people will question, well, why do we need people in the UK to do it? Which are, firstly, there aren't people, and secondly, it's more expensive when we can get really good people in India at a more kind of in a more cost-effective manner. But there's a big but here, and there is an ocean of offshoring players. Now, as I said earlier, I get calls or emails or messages literally daily, okay, from all sorts of people. And in the offshoring space, some large organizations, some small organizations, some new organizations, but there's literally thousands, okay? But more interestingly, there are many countries and many players that are now in the offshoring space. We know India, okay, that's what we're talking about predominantly today, but of course we have the Philippines, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Mexico, Bangladesh, Pakistan, you name it, the list is endless. And certainly, India isn't the cheapest anymore. I can tell you that now for a fact. I know places like Bangladesh are significantly cheaper. But the question I raise here is competing on price, a race to the bottom. And I'll address that point in a moment. But I think you've got to be very careful about thinking about being the cheapest. Okay. And this is where I'll lead into how you've got to think about how you're going to present yourself, how you're going to present your organization, how you're going to present your business to international potential clients. So let me explain a little bit here, what I'm talking about here. What I believe is that you need to seek out a competitive advantage. Now, this is a Harvard business model from Porter. I think Michael Porter wrote this model or created this model. And the competitive advantage are really two things that you can do. You can either lower your cost, okay, or you can differentiate yourself, make you stand out in some way. Now, as he says here, it's possible to compete on low cost and be differentiated at the same time. But companies that try to be all things to all customers can wind up getting stuck in the middle, a strategic mistake that Michael Porter calls the kiss of death. And this is what I'm seeing, I think, with many offshoring firms. People are lowering prices, saying we can do it for $10 an hour, $8 an hour, $7 an hour, $6 an hour, whatever. Where does it end? Okay. So there's a point, and that's just in India. Then I'm sure people in Pakistan or Bangladesh or another place will be cheaper, $1 an hour. And that's kind of not good. And you have to start thinking, well, am I really going to compete on price? Because price is not the thing to compete on if you're going to be able to seek out a competitive advantage. So how can you seek out a competitive advantage? Well, in my mind, you have to differentiate yourself. And certainly driving up prices is one way to increase profitability. To command a premium price, a company must deliver distinctive value. And that's the word to customers. And that's where you have to get across. That's where you have to differentiate. What is the value you're presenting to your customers? What do your customers want? If your customer's just basing you on cost, that's all they're going to ever look at. But if you can add value in a different way, that's how they're going to really see the difference in you. So cost leadership, I think it's important to think about driving down costs is ultimately another way to increase profitability, but to compete on costs, companies must balance price with acceptable quality, and that's where it goes wrong. I see a lot, and this is what the experience I had. I used, prior to setting up my own firm many years back, I used some other offshoring and outsourcing firms, and they were competing on cost, but cost was not good. Well, the cost was good, but the quality was bad, and that had a massive impact on the delivery, which ultimately led us to thinking, you know what, I've had enough of this. I'm not going to work with that company anymore. I'm going to do it myself. And that's what we did. And that was the impetus to start up Samera Global. So bottom line, what I'm trying to get across here is focus on value, not price. Okay. If you focus on value, that's how you're going to stand out. So you remember I talked about this earlier? Team, technology, and trust. Well, you've got to start looking at all of these aspects. Okay. So what are these aspects? What are you going to focus on? How are you going to do it? How are you going to focus on the team? What are you going to do on the technology? What are you going to do on the trust? So I'm going to run through each of these individually and explain some of the things that we're doing, okay, to help you get some ideas. So building a team. Now I've written here, build a world-class team and focus on the culture you're trying to create. So when you hire people, you want to hire people who are experienced in their roles. They can train and skill you ultimately train and skill the team up in the right roles. You provide they have excellent communication skills. They have a positive driven attitude. You offer a flexible work culture. You pay them above market rates. You develop the team. They are the foundation of the future. And you build a culture where it's not just about the money, it's about doing something much more important. Make them feel much more part of something. So let me kind of share something with you. Hold on. Just going to share a page on our website. If I can just find it, bear with me a second. I think, hold on. Technology ever works. Never works how you want it to, but bear with me a second. I'm just going to add. So hopefully I can share this screen with you. Okay, so I think you can see it. So if you look at this page here, this is our website. Is that working? Sorry, just technology never works how you want it to. Okay, right. So you can see here, this is our careers page on our website, and what you can see here is you've got some details about who we are and what we do, and I'll come to that in a minute. But there's a little video about here when we went to Goa. But we're always seeking out people for our team. So if you're looking for an opportunity yourself, do inquire. We are hiring currently. But more importantly, here we've got some videos here about one of the team members is discussing how our culture at Samera. This is a video of YouTube, a webinar, what we talk about. But some of the things we also offer our team, okay? What do we offer? Obviously, competitive salaries, healthcare policies, appraisals, team outings, annual trips. Watch the video if you get a chance at a later date of our Goa trip. Obviously, weekends off. I talk to my team weekly on all of the team engaging. We have regular team building exercises. We train them. What I'm trying to get across here is that the culture is so important. And if you get that right, that is the first foundation of your firm. Okay, it's so important. Now, the other thing to look at, and if I go back to my slides here, if I go to here, I've talked about careers team. The other thing I want to share here is what we also do, are very much involved in, is kind of doing good in society. Okay, so the team don't just want to be accountants. Okay, the team don't just want to get their pay salary. They want to be actually seeing that they're doing something different, making a difference. That's the thing. So you can see you can go to our website and check out our values, our missions, but you can see here, this is one of the causes that we're working for at the moment. Working with an NGO called The Rhythm of Life, okay, which is based in Delhi. It works in the slums with children, and we sponsor the school there. We provide teachers, we provide equipment, all these types of things. Okay, and again, you can have a look at this type of stuff. But what I'm trying to get across here is the team is so much more than just someone sitting in a office doing bookkeeping or preparing a tax return. The team is about the culture, what you're trying to get, and getting the best out of your team. And everyone has dreams and aspirations. Obviously, everyone wants to get a good salary. Everyone wants to fulfill their basic needs, okay, of shelter, of food, of safety. But the team also want these other things where you can, they're making a difference, okay, to society. They're doing something positive. So this is what we're doing in our context, is helping firms or helping certain charities with this type of stuff. So I just thought I'd kind of give you an idea of what we're doing here. Right, let's go back to this slide. Then technology is the other area that we focus on. Train your team in all the required technology. So our technology, our team will have, obviously all have their own laptops we provide, which are good equipment. We help them train them on using the equipment. We invest in secure infrastructure. We train our team in all the required technology. And then obviously now with AI changing, we help them embrace the changes in AI, and then we'll ultimately give them the skills that they need, okay, for growing and developing their skill set. So some ideas of what we do. Obviously, all our team are aware of touch tools as Xero, QuickBooks, Sage, that type of thing. They all use that. We also help them and train them on some of the apps that are linked to them, such as Dext or HubDoc or Spotlight, those type of things that they're all the apps that link to various of these bookkeeping packages. In addition, we're doing AI training with our team. We're rolling out Microsoft AI Pilot, Microsoft Copilot, and I'm confident that AI will change the role of accountants. Technology will take a lot of the work away. So therefore, you have to start thinking, what skill set have my team got so that they're developed enough to actually do more work using AI? And that's a really big thing that I'm kind of thinking about at the moment, and how I can develop my team to get better AI skills. Because if they get better AI skills, they can do more work. And then I suppose if I move on to the last part of this, is I've talked about the team, I've talked briefly about the technology, it's about the trust, okay? And what we are seeing in this world, and I sit here in the UK, and I receive emails and direct DMs and messages literally every day, okay, from people from different parts of the world, including India, saying, we can offer accountancy or offshoring services, we can do bookkeeping, we can do payroll, we can do all this type of stuff. And that's just spam, okay? And spam is spam, and no one wants spam, okay? In addition, no one really wants cold calls, okay? And that isn't really working either. So remember, accountancy is all based around trust. And that, I think people forget that, because accountancy is a trust-based business. It's relationship-driven. So accountants aren't selling a product or a widget like a headphones or a pen or something like that. They're not selling that, okay? They're selling a relationship and ultimately a service. So it's a big mistake when many firms spam, okay, with emails and spam calls and spam DMs, okay, and I just strongly suggest please stop it, okay. So people rarely buy from spam unless you're the cheapest, but if you're the cheapest, you're probably not getting the client that you want, okay, because if they're trying to get the cheapest deal, then they're probably going to be the biggest headache as well. So you need to build trust, okay. And how do you build trust? And to me, that's actually the hardest thing. That's at the core of getting international clients, okay? Getting quality clients, whether they're international or Indian, but getting quality clients is how do you build that trust? So I've put a whole range of ideas here, and I'll go through each of these in a minute, okay? But content, okay? Now, we live in a world of, there's so much stuff that we can do. We can, and I say content. And the key is to create useful content and information, which will ultimately help you showcase, what you are talking about. You can talk technical aspects, culture, innovation, new business, your team, trips away, whatever it may be, okay? But I would strongly suggest that you kind of really focus on generating and producing quality content, not AI generated content, but quality content. So how do excuse me, how do we do it? So let me go back to a few things. First one is the newsletter I've got written there. So let me go to the newsletter. We've got resources. So we create a newsletter every week. We write about business tips for accounting firms, that type of thing. We write it, okay? We share it. Now, our newsletter list started at 0. Now it's grown, and it's grown significantly, and it keeps growing, and we'll be adding that. So if you haven't already, make sure you sign up to the newsletter. It's totally free, and you can see it, okay? I'd strongly suggest you just sign up, okay? Then the next thing I talked about here is, what else have we got in here? We've got other content, other things that we provide. We do a podcast, okay? So again, if you haven't listened to the podcast, sign up to the podcast if you haven't already. I'd strongly suggest you do that. What other resources we have? I'm trying to remember now. We have a free growth course, okay? It's a course that we've created that you can sign up to and read and watch. There's a whole load of stuff on here. Again, I would strongly suggest you check it out, okay? But it's tons of information on there. But what we're trying to do is provide value to our clients, help them understand what they can do, okay? So sign up to this course, okay? Watch it at your own time. How else are we doing it? We are doing, what else do we do? I'm trying to remember now. We've got so many things here. Oh yeah, that's right. We've got my LinkedIn. So you got my profile. I'm actually showing you here now live, but you can see you got my LinkedIn profile. I focus on this, add information there all the time. I have a company LinkedIn profile as well. I also have where's it gone? We have a blog where we've written plenty of articles, okay, on accounting, offshoring, AI, you name it. We've written loads of articles here. Again, adding value, adding ideas, giving people knowledge, okay? And that's the bottom line, okay? Because if you can provide them knowledge, provide them expertise, provide them, they'll know, okay, this guy knows about this type of stuff. At some point, they will reach out to you. Now, it might not be as quickly as you want it to be, but they'll reach out to you. And that's the bottom line. I think what I'm trying to get across here is it's so important to get that kind of thing across. We also have a YouTube channel. I'll try and share that with you here. Yeah, can you see that? We have a YouTube channel. I'm trying to remember, how do I get there? So we have a YouTube channel with loads of videos and everything that we're talking about offshoring. Now, as you can see, there's a lot here, a lot of ideas, a lot of things. And it's not me only. I have a team that helped me do this, okay? And they play a vital part in helping me achieve this, okay? So what I'm trying to highlight here is, let me just remove this. So I've just shown you a kind of a spread of different things that we do, okay? We also do live webinars. We go to exhibition shows here in the UK, across the globe in the US. So what I'm trying to get across here is content, because you build trust by putting out your knowledge, okay? Now, some people will agree, some people will disagree. That doesn't matter, okay? But some people will want to know how can I trust these people? If they can trust you, they will then start thinking, okay, maybe I will use this firm for my offshoring, or they'll consider you. So, and that's how I would strongly suggest you think about growing your client base. Now, another strategy, and I'm not going to talk about that today, is that, and now this takes patience. Sorry, but this content strategy, so all this type of thing takes patience, it takes time, it takes effort, and it's not easy. Okay, but another strategy you could do is say, well, I want to buy a firm. Okay, I'm going to buy a UK firm. I'm going to buy a US firm, and I know some Indian CAs who have actually done that. Okay, and who have done it very successfully, because that's enabled them to buy a firm and then literally reduce the cost base in this US or UK firm. And then all the work's done in India. That's another idea. Okay, so it just gives you a flavor of stuff. So you might be now thinking, well, as I said, I was only going to talk for half an hour today. We're already coming up to the end. But you might be wondering, why am I sharing my business ideas? Okay, well, I personally think the market for offshoring is still in its infancy. Okay, it's still early days. Even though it's been around a number of years, I think now the momentum is there in the marketplace, and it's vast. And I honestly think there's massive opportunity here. Okay, but what I've just highlighted today to build the right culture in your team, to ensure the technology you've got and training the team in that technology is the right technology, takes time. And building that trust, the content, everything you create takes time. And to build that trust doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen by you spamming me or someone else an email, come to me. I can do it cheaper. That won't work. Doesn't wash. So in my mind, those who are willing to step up, evolve, try, fail, and try again will be the winners of the future. That's my genuine kind of viewpoint. Okay. So I strongly suggest you think and see that through. And I think the firm of tomorrow, I think the basic principles remain the same. Trust is at the heart of it. Whether you're working in India with Indian clients or whether you're working with overseas clients, trust is at the heart of it. But how we manage and develop our firms has changed fundamentally. And in my mind, underpinning a successful has to be quality people, okay? Not just quality team members, but also attracting quality clients. And anyone can get a client if you're so cheap, but that brings lots of headaches. So it's having quality team members with quality clients. And in my mind, being global is a key for a successful accounting firm of tomorrow. There's a need here in the West, in the UK, in the US for good accounting staff. There's a wealth of talent and people sitting in India, and we need to match those two together. And how do you do that? You only do that through building trust. Okay, and trust. How do you build trust? By putting out good content, by sharing information, by sharing knowledge. And as I said, I'm sharing my simple knowledge here today and experience, because I think, and I personally feel, there's so much opportunity out there in the marketplace, and I'm happy to share my thoughts and ideas to you. So I'm just coming up to the end now. One thing I'm doing, and I'm going to build on what I've spoken about today, I'm doing a course, okay, called Marketing Strategies to Gain High Quality International Clients for Your Offshoring and Outsourcing Indian Firm. It's on Saturday, the 8th of June at 11 a.m. IST. And I'm going to go into much deeper on all that content stuff I talked about. So my LinkedIn, my YouTube, my blog posts, my articles, my newsletter, all of that type of stuff, how we do it, what we do it, how we're going to do it. The price is 5,000 rupees. Okay. I'll put the link through now here. I'll share that link with you if I can find it. And the link is here. Hopefully that'll get through. And there's a code. If you book with this code, when you're on the booking page, you'll get paid just 4,000 rupees as opposed to 5,000 rupees. Okay. So if you're serious about getting international clients and getting international clients, this is a great first step to consider. Strongly advise you to do that. Now, last slide is just a thank you. This is another picture of me and my team, or some of my team in Goa. I'm sure that hopefully that you might have some thoughts, you might have some questions. There have been a couple of questions that have come through. One of the questions was, does Samera provide freelance or remote work? Yes, we do. No, sorry, we don't. We don't provide freelance or remote work. We have a team, and if you're looking for an opportunity, if you go to our careers page, you can apply for a job there, and then one of my team will reach out to you to check your CV and have a chat with you. Our team, some team are remote, some team are in office in Delhi, so we have team all over India. But there are opportunities available currently as we speak. In addition, I have, if you want the PowerPoint, I will share this PowerPoint. That's not a problem. I'll send this on the email that's out there. I've got you on the list. So I'll be sharing that after this. Now, if anyone's got any questions, please do fire away. I'm sure I can hopefully provide some answers if anyone has any questions before we wrap this up. Any questions at this stage? Okay, I don't think there are, just to make sure that I haven't missed anything. But I just want to say thank you. If you have any questions, I think there is a time delay, I believe, actually, so I'll wait for this as we talk. I think you want to also, if you want to check out my UK website, I think you'll want to see that as well. For this is at my UK firm. You'll get a better idea of what we do as well here for our UK clients. And yeah, I think that's it today. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've got a taste of what I'm talking about here. And if you want to know more about how to build that trust, how to get those clients, I would strongly suggest you attend the event on the 8th of June. Thank you very much. I think, hold on a minute. I think I have some messages now. Any messages? No, we don't have any messages. Okay. Great. I will leave you to it. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day. And if we can help in any way, please reach out to us. Hold on. Oh, no, here we are. Sorry, the questions. There's a bit of a delay on getting the questions through. So I've just got them here now. So great. Thank you. So one question is, what do you think about the US and UK and the culture fit for Indians? So thank you, Maya, for that question. I think the US and UK opportunities, they're significant, they're massive, okay? And there is a cultural difference, okay? But you can overcome those cultures by understanding people. Therefore, by putting out content, by putting out who you are, putting out what you believe in makes a massive difference, okay? And good people will always find good people. And I think it's so important to kind of understand that. And that's why I'm saying in the UK, certainly in the UK, and I think maybe less so in the US, but still in the US, people don't like to be spammed, okay? They want to build trust. They don't want to buy from an accountancy firm that's just selling. They want to understand, okay, how can you help me? How do I understand? And is there value to what you're providing? Then we've got another question. Do we have other than UK clients? Do I have any other UK? Yeah, I have UK. We have US clients. Okay, so that covers that, and we're probably going to Canadian or Australian clients soon. Another question is, where do you learn the new technology like Xero and all? Well, you just got to go to their websites. Okay, if you look on YouTube, you'll find videos to do it. Xero offer, I think, a free course where you can get Xero qualified. So that's important. Another question is, shall I add any convincing sort of content as marketing strategy apart from educational general content? Well, I think you should. Educational and general content is very important, but I think convincing who you are, get people to understand who you are, so they'll understand. Do they trust you? Do they like you? Do they kind of know who the personality is? People buy from people at the end of the day. They don't buy just from a robot. They buy from who you are, what you stand for. What else we got here? I'm just seeing what else is there. Shall I add any other questions? Do we have to country specific when looking for? No, you don't have to be country specific, but ideally, if you're looking for an opportunity, I'd say build your knowledge. So if you want to be UK, you focus on UK, you understand the UK laws, UK taxes, or if it's US, you look at the US stuff. And so we have people who now have done UK ACCA, or people who are doing US CPA qualifications. In that respect, again, and there's a great point here made at the end. Don't you think how AI is changing everything? There's going to be less opportunities in accounting roles worldwide. And considering how can one venture their firm with the perspective of the future? Well, you're totally right in that point. I think AI is changing things. Now, remember, but you still need people. Okay. Now, let's say a bookkeeper does 5 jobs today. In the future, a bookkeeper with AI might be able to do 25 jobs. Okay, so you'll still need good people to do that. Now, potentially that person can be sitting here in the UK, or potentially that person can be sitting in India. Now, if that team member in India is trained well in AI, and there's still a lower cost for a UK or US firm, they're going to probably go with the US, with the guy in India or the person in India. So I think it's important to embrace AI, but I think the smart people are focusing on AI, enhancing accountancy profession, enhancing the legal profession. That's what I would do, and train yourself up so you know these things, you understand these things. Okay, so great question, great point. But I think AI is really, really important to embrace. In our firm, what we're doing, we're training the team to use AI. We're using more apps that are AI related. So slowly but surely, people are familiarizing, and sometimes we don't even realize AI is in the background, but AI is doing a lot of the things already in software like Xero or QuickBooks as well. What all profiles you provide in accounting? I'm not too sure what that question means, but yeah, I think we've wrapped up today. I think there's been plenty of questions. As I said, I'll be sending out an email on the next day or so with the recording of this, plus the slides I believe people want. And if anyone wants to attend the course on the 8th of June, please do. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. I hope you enjoyed it and have a wonderful day ahead. Thanks. Bye-bye.